In a world where millions dream quietly and only a few dare loudly, Chelsea Miller stands as a living reminder that persistence can turn vision into reality. Her story does not begin on glossy magazine covers or under runway spotlights. It begins with belief in self, belief in growth, and belief that beauty is not just seen but felt. Chelsea Miller's journey from an ordinary beginning to becoming a recognized model and digital influencer is cinematic, emotional, and deeply motivational. It is a story shaped by discipline, patience, rejection, reinvention, and ultimately, purpose. Chelsea Miller grew up with an awareness that the world was vast and full of possibilities, yet also filled with invisible limits placed on people by society. From an early age, she noticed how beauty standards were presented, how confidence changed the way people were treated, and how self-expression could become a form of quiet power. She wasn't born into fame, nor was her path laid out in certainty. Instead, she learned early that dreams require courage long before they receive applause. As a teenager, Chelsea was introspective and observant. She studied fashion not just as clothing, but as communication. Every outfit told a story. Every pose conveyed emotion, and every photograph captured more than a moment. It captured intention. Modeling, for her, wasn't about validation. It was about representation and self-discovery. Still, the idea of pursuing such a competitive industry felt intimidating. Doubt whispered often, reminding her of how unforgiving the fashion world could be. But ambition spoke louder. Her earliest steps into modeling were humble and uncertain. There were no agents waiting, no instant recognition, and no viral moments. Chelsea began by learning. She studied poses, angles, lighting, and posture. She learned how to walk with confidence, how to hold eye contact, and how to translate emotion through stillness. Each small photo shoot became a classroom, and each critique became a lesson rather than a setback. Social media soon emerged as a turning point. Platforms like Instagram were changing the modeling industry, shifting power away from traditional gatekeepers and into the hands of creators themselves. Chelsea recognized this shift and embraced it strategically. She didn't chase trends blindly. Instead, she focused on developing a visual identity that reflected who she was: elegant, confident, modern, and emotionally grounded. Her early posts were not perfect, but they were honest. She experimented with style, locations, expressions, and themes. Slowly, her feed evolved into a curated reflection of growth. Each image felt intentional, and each caption carried subtle confidence. Followers didn't just see a model. They saw a woman becoming herself in real time. Behind every polished photo was relentless effort. Chelsea balanced content creation with personal growth, often sacrificing comfort for progress. She learned the importance of consistency, discipline, and patience. There were moments when growth felt slow and engagement unpredictable. But she stayed focused, understanding that longevity matters more than overnight attention. As her audience expanded, brands began to take notice. Chelsea Miller's appeal lay not just in her appearance, but in her authenticity. She didn't try to sell a fantasy she couldn't stand behind. Instead, she collaborated with brands that aligned with her values, ensuring that her platform remained trustworthy. This integrity strengthened her reputation and set her apart in an industry crowded with influencers. Her modeling career began to expand beyond social media. She explored professional photo shoots, brand campaigns, and creative collaborations that challenged her to grow. Each opportunity pushed her outside her comfort zone, refining her skills and expanding her understanding of the industry. She learned how to navigate contracts, branding, and professional expectations while staying true to herself. Chelsea's rise was not without obstacles. Rejection was frequent and sometimes discouraging. There were auditions that ended in silence, opportunities that fell through, and moments when self-doubt resurfaced. But instead of allowing rejection to define her, she reframed it. Every no became redirection. Every pause became preparation. One of the most powerful aspects of Chelsea Miller's journey is her relationship with self-worth. In an industry that often measures value through appearance alone, she chose to anchor her confidence internally. She understood that beauty without self-belief fades quickly, but confidence rooted in purpose endures. This mindset influenced not only her career, but also the way she connected with her audience. Her content began to reflect more than fashion. It became a space for empowerment, growth, and quiet motivation. Through imagery and presence, she encouraged others to embrace their individuality, pursue discipline, and trust their timing. She showed that success does not require perfection, only persistence. Visually, Chelsea's style is both modern and timeless. She blends minimalism with bold statements, creating imagery that feels refined yet approachable. Her ability to communicate emotion through subtle expression has become one of her defining traits. Rather than exaggeration, she relies on presence. This cinematic quality elevates her work, making each frame feel intentional and story-driven. As her influence grew, Chelsea became increasingly selective with her path. She understood that sustainability in modeling requires balance between ambition and well-being, exposure and privacy, growth and rest. She allowed herself to evolve naturally, resisting the pressure to constantly perform. This self-awareness preserved her creativity and strengthened her longevity. Beyond modeling, Chelsea Miller represents a mindset. She embodies the belief that self-made success is built quietly, long before it is celebrated publicly. Her journey resonates with aspiring models, creators, and dreamers who see themselves reflected in her story. She proves that you don't need to fit a mold to succeed. You need to commit fully to becoming your best self. Her impact extends beyond numbers and metrics. It lives in the messages she receives from followers who found confidence through her content, who felt seen, encouraged, or inspired to take their own first steps. This influence, rooted in authenticity, is what transforms a model into a role model. Chelsea's evolution continues as she explores new creative directions and professional opportunities. She approaches each chapter with curiosity rather than fear, understanding that growth is not linear. She remains open to reinvention, knowing that staying true to herself is the foundation of everything she builds. What makes Chelsea Miller's biography compelling is not just her success, but her resilience. She chose discipline over shortcuts, growth over comparison, and purpose over pressure. Her story reminds us that dreams are not achieved by waiting, but by showing up consistently, even when the outcome is uncertain. In a digital age where attention is temporary, Chelsea Miller's journey stands as a testament to substance. She represents a generation of models who are redefining influence through integrity, creativity, and emotional depth. Her story is still unfolding, but its message is already clear. Believe in your vision, honor your pace, and never underestimate the power of staying true to yourself. Chelsea Miller is more than a model. She is a symbol of quiet determination, evolving confidence, and modern femininity. Her biography is not just a reflection of where she is today, but a roadmap for anyone daring enough to believe that their story matters.